Hello everybody and welcome to our technology class on RB digital magazines. We'll go ahead and get started in a second. We'll just wait for people to hop on if they're watching live. So this database is one of my favorite databases. It has all sorts of different digital magazines. You can check out current issues as well as back issues, and they never expire, which is the huge benefit to them. You can also use it on a laptop, which I have on screen here, as well as a tablet, which I have here as well. So I will be showing you both how to use it on a laptop as well as a tablet. This is kind of an interesting one if you do have both. I find that browsing the magazines on the laptop is a little bit easier, but reading them on a tablet is probably a little bit more handy, especially if you're traveling. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm here on our website, franklinpubliclibrary.org, and first I'll walk you through how to get signed up on a computer, which I find a little bit easier, and how to browse and search for magazines on the computer. So starting off, we're on franklinpubliclibrary.org. We'll go to resources down here, and then books and more. So I think I've shown you this a couple times on our different classes. We have the Wisconsin Digital Library and the Libby app, Hoopla Digital, and then down below that is RB Digital, with a brief description. In the past, you may have used Zinio for libraries. That is now RB Digital, digital magazines. So if you're confused as to why it changed, that's why. So here, RB Digital, if you click on that, it will take you to a County Cat page to show you the RB Digital sign up. You could visit County Cat and get to this page as well. I just find it a little bit easier to go to our website first. And let me zoom in here just a little bit because this is really small text. But basically, it shows what devices are supported, gives a little bit of information about what RB Digital is. Down here it has some more information and help, and on the right side here it has a title list of all the magazines we have, and it is very extensive. I'm not even sure if this is the full list because new issues do get added. As you can see over here, May of this year, we got access to over 3,100 titles. And they have titles in English as well as Spanish, French, and a whole lot of other languages as well. I'll show you that in a little bit. So let's go ahead and show you how to register or log in to RB Digital. So when you click that account, this is the web browser side. You can see it's available on the App Store, Google Play, as well as Kindle Fire tablets. So if you have one of those devices, if you have an iPhone or iPad, any of the Android or other devices that have the Google Play Store, and most Kindle Fire tablets will also have access here. If you've never used this, you'll click Create a New Account, and you'll fill this information in here. So library/residence. And this one, again, you want to click the residence that you live in. So if you live in Franklin, you can select Franklin. If you live in Greendale or Oak Creek or Hales Corners or somewhere else nearby, select one of those locations. Again, it's based off the residency. And then if you have an account, you can log in with your username and password. So I won't do that quite yet, but this is the main page. So there are a couple things here that I want to show you. You can search for magazines based on title. When you click in here, it starts first with numbers and then alphabetical listing of magazines. But if you know exactly what magazine you want to search for, you can click there. And it may not have every single magazine you're looking for, but it does have a lot. Here you can see they just have a couple listed on this first page. The New Yorker, Us Weekly, The Week Magazine, Newsweek, and a whole lot more. So you can browse this list just like that as well. You can search, but what I find the most useful is this Genres tab and the Languages tab. So here I kind of talked about they added a bunch of different language additions. So if you speak another language or want to brush up on how to read in a different language, you could search for French magazines, German magazines, all these different ones, but we'll stick with English. And the All Genres tab is really super helpful in finding what you want. It bases it off the genres that they fit in, so you can see they have architecture, boating and aviation, celebrity and gossip, but the one I'll go to is food and cooking. So this is one of the things when I talk about RB Digital that people get really excited about is all the food and cooking magazines. I mentioned right away that these issues do not expire once you check them out. They are checked out to you for life until you return them. There are no overdue fees or anything like that, and they should not ever disappear. So you can see we have 7 pages alone of different food magazines, and now this will include magazines in all languages. If you want specifically English, you could narrow it down that way as well. So now let's go ahead and look at a couple of these. So here's this Food Network magazine. If you click on here, that's a quick checkout to check out the most recent issue. But if you click on the actual magazine cover, it will bring you to the magazine's kind of like homepage. You can check it out and read this issue right now on the web browser. Otherwise, you can look down here for the back issues. So now some magazines have extensive back issues. Some don't have that many back issues, and that's all based on the time that we acquire the rights to the magazines. So let's click Show More Back Issues. So you can see here, now we have more choices, and it starts off December 1st, 2020, and goes backwards chronologically. And Food Network actually goes all the way back to June of 2013. So that's over 7 years worth of Food Network magazines that you can look at and check out and read online. And I forgot I'm not logged in here. Let me just do that real quick. And while I do that, I will just show you the app version of it. Let me get my camera situated here. Ooh, there's the light. There we go. So I'm actually logged into the app on one of our iPads here. Sorry about the glare on it. It is a beautiful sunny day for once this winter. And it's very similar to online. I just find it a little bit easier to search for magazines on the computer. But again, you can go to magazines. Right here is that kind of landing page that shows you all of the magazines. You can filter by genre, just as we did. We'll go to food and cooking. And here's that Food Network. And I'll click checkout because I'm logged in on this one. And it takes just a second to check it out. And like I said, so it's checked out. right here, you can automatically check out the next issue. So you know if you want to read Food Network magazine every single month, you can click that box and it'll automatically check it out every month. And then you can click read. And this will work similar to a lot of different ebooks. You can tap, you can swipe to get to the next page. And if you just kind of click right in the center, you can browse the individual pages down here. To jump to a specific page, you can click on contents in that bottom left corner right there. And it'll actually show you every single individual issue or story in here. So here's Gingerbread Face Off, and it'll jump straight to that story. And you can read from there on. And you can also just swipe through if you just want to browse. So let's close that one down. So I do really like reading on the tablet as opposed to reading on the computer. But let's show you that. So let's get back on the laptop here so I can show you how it kind of looks on the laptop. So I'll check out that same most recent issue, and you can click Start Reading. So it's not that I dislike reading on the laptop, it's just a little bit handier to have it on the tablet, I feel like, especially if you're traveling. So here's kind of a side-by-side comparison of the two options. So you can see on the tablet, it displays one page at a time. On the laptop, we have enough room to do both pages. I just like the tablet because it's smaller. It's like you're holding an actual magazine. But browsing on the laptop is totally fine if you like that too. You can still jump to individual articles. They have a PDF view. So if you click on that, it'll show it in the PDF style view. And an interesting one here is the text view. That kind of simplifies the images. So it's like you're reading off of a website as opposed to a magazine. So that's an interesting way to view it as well. And before we go back, you can actually increase the text size on here, which is handy. I believe you can do the same thing on the tablet as well. So let's pull that up quick. Try to get to that same story here. Yeah, so here's that To Your Health. So on the tablet, it'll actually be under Format, which is the middle option. And you can increase the text size that way as well. And that's that same text view. So this is one where this experience is very similar, no matter which way you read it. Another big advantage of browsing on the computer is you can actually print out individual pages and stories. So let's get to a good one. Here, I'll just do the content view again. And here's a nice one to print out. Candy making, it has a recipe, and they actually have a little print option right to the side. And it'll format it to print the story. Sometimes not all the images and things come across perfectly, But if you do want to print out like a recipe, this is one option to do that as well. Let's get back to that to your help article. You can switch to text in here, and you might be able to print it off this way too. So if you're looking into printing any articles, this is an easy way to do it. So this one is formatted really nicely, and it'll print it out. You can see the page breaks sometimes don't come across perfectly. Let's try to switch it to portrait. There we go. That's a lot better. So this article works really well printing off. It might be a little bit of trial and error, but you can certainly print these off. If you have a printer at home or if you come to the library, we can try and help you do that. So let's exit this issue. I'll go back here. So we were looking at the Food Network magazine, and this one has a ton of back issues, but I'll go back one more page to all those food magazines. And this one, Veg News, is a vegetarian cooking magazine, and this is one that we added more recently. So it has our 2020 issues and only back to March of 2019, and it looks like this one comes out every other month. So we have March, June, August, and so on. So this is one that it's quarterly issued. So this one we don't have as many back issues, but we do have some back issues. You may also notice that there are some magazines, I couldn't find one earlier, where we'll have the most recent issues and then have a chunk missing and then some older back issues. Some we only have back issues, but we have tons and tons of magazines. I always tell people this is one of my favorite databases that nobody knows about because it's really interesting, and when I tell people about it, they're kind of shocked that the library has this. There's one more thing that I want to show you back on the tablet. So as I demonstrated, it does have a lot of crossover from the computer and the tablet. But one handy thing on the computer, or on the tablet, is you can actually download the issues. So this one, the green, is downloaded. So you can read those offline. So if you're traveling, you can download a couple issues of your favorite magazines and read them offline. If you just like browsing on the computer, you can check out and read them on the computer right away because it's connected to the internet. But your tablet, things like that you would travel with, you would have to download them in advance. So here's this reader view on the computer one more time for Cook's Illustrated. So that's pretty much all I have for you on the RB digital magazines. It is a really expansive app. There's a whole lot of magazines. I discover a new one, I feel like, every day that's added. And there are tons in all different languages and from all different countries. They have ones for adults, ones for children. Yeah, they actually even have a setting here. Let me get the computer set back up quick. And these are all just children's magazines. So here's highlights for children, National Geographic Kids, Animal Tales. So if you have kids in your life, this is a great way for them to have a little bit more reading material on the go or on their computer. It is free to download on most tablets, mobile devices, and then any laptops and computers you can use the web browser. I hope you get some use out of RB Digital magazines. I really like it, and I feel that most people, once they try it, fall in love with it as well. If you have any questions, you can stop in at the library and we can try and help you out as much as we can. Otherwise, you can email me. I should have my email in the description of the video. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.